Hi, good evening. Welcome back to another wonderful show of Small Talks with Centers for New Horizons. My name is Marquita Baltimore. I am the Youth Development Manager at Centers for New Horizons. And this will be my lovely co host this evening.
Cassandra Thompson.
And she is the new youth case manager that we have on staff here at Centers for New Horizons. So welcome.
Thank you.
And
Thank
welcome
you,
to
Ms.
CAN
Baltimore.
TV. Thanks for coming
Ms.
this
Baltimore.
evening.
I appreciate it.
We want to remind all of you all out there watching that this is a live show, so you can call in for us with any questions, comments, or any feedback that you have during our broadcast. We are live. The number is 312-738-1060. And then you can also find out more additional information about Centers for New Horizons at www.cnh.org. And our telephone number is 773-373-5700. And we're also on Instagram and Facebook. You can follow us at Centers 2.0. So this evening, we're coming to talk to you guys about a topic that's been heavily discussed. So we're going to be talking about crime and the heavy rate of homicides that is affecting our youth throughout the city of Chicago.
Yes.
It's if you turn on the television, it's pretty much everywhere that you turn, on a local level and on a national level. Yes. Some of the statistics and the alarming rate of homicides that we are experiencing is extremely high. So last year in the city of Chicago for 2015, we saw about 468 homicides. And for this current year, we have already surpassed that number. Yes. We're at about 510 homicides for the year of 2016. And it's correct. Only September, mid-September. So we have, a few more months to go to get us through the end of the year. So those numbers are extremely alarming. So I'm pretty sure that everybody, community organizations, faith-based organizations and churches, city departments, on the local and state level, everybody's probably trying to figure out what to do to combat some of these alarming rates of violence that we're experiencing here in the city right now. Some other statistics that are going on right now is that 75% of the people in these homicide totals are African Americans. Yes. And that 70% of the people who commit these crimes are African American as well, too. Yes, and what we've seen based off last year's number is that about 50% of these offenders are between the age ranges of 17 to 25. And the victims are also in the same category as well, between the age of 17 and 25. So that brings a huge spotlight on our youth because they have an alarming number. They're committing the offenses, and they are the victims as well, too. So people like myself who are in youth development and who are constantly on the ground levels working with these kids day in and day out are constantly sitting them on round tables, and we're pulling up our sleeves and we're going out and we're hitting the streets and we're trying to come up with sound resolutions to combat some of these issues that are going on in our neighborhoods and communities throughout the city of Chicago. So Ms. Townsend, yes. Just hearing some of those statistics, yes. I mean, it's just really just hard to hear on your ears. Yes. How do you feel about some of the crime and these statistics that are going on throughout the city?
Well, again, Ms. Baltimore, these numbers are extremely critical. They're alarming as well as disturbing. Personally, I've been affected by violence here in the city of Chicago directed towards some family members. What happens is that just nationwide, I have relatives who are always calling us and just concerned about the information that they receive concerning the violence. They're always calling. Yes. They want to know how we're doing, how, just how our family members, our sons and nephews, just how they're doing in the city. And, it's every day we're trying to reassure them that we are okay, but you never know when you go out. There's always that concern.
There is. There's always that concern. And so some of the things that we're like contributing to the crime rates when we survey community residents is, of course, there is poverty. A lot of our young people are currently either out of work or out of school. So we have to find some sort of solution to target that population of group, hone in on them. Because me personally, I know that when you don't have too much of anything going on or you don't have a place to be, you roam and you find yourself just easily influenced, and you can find a way to get into more negative things. So we do have to find more programming and more ways to get the youth involved throughout all of the neighborhoods, throughout all of the communities. So can you talk to me about a few things that Centers for New Horizons is doing to keep youth engaged and to help combat some of these crimes and these numbers throughout the city?
Yes, well, this is where Centers for New Horizons has making an impact in the city. We've done, we participate in the citywide faith-based movements. We participate in marches, whether we're going out praying, actually being in the community, meeting the people. We're focusing on jobs and educational opportunities for the youth in the city. So those are just some of the things that we're doing to help combat some of these issues of just not having, the children not having money or the youth not having money.
Absolutely.
We were partnered with the city of Chicago this past summer with the One Summer Chicago program, where we did employ over 500 youth, and I know you're going to expand a little bit more on that.
Yes, so we do have the fortunate opportunity each year and each summer to provide youth with on-the-side job experiences where they get training and they also get paid. We do also offer year-round programming, but being out on the grounds and talking to youth and doing surveys, youth would love to experience these opportunities year-round, to have the option to work and have some programs like this that are not just during the summer, but also are full-time year-round. A lot of our youth who are in these different communities and areas, they do come from low-income households, and sometimes they're first-generation high school graduates or first-generation college students, so they may be providing for more than themselves. They may have siblings and parents in the households that they're trying to assist, or may just need other simple necessities like clothing and transportations and things of that sort. So they're like to get involved in those paid programs year-round. Centers for New Horizons has some programs that go year-round that offer them these opportunities to get involved with these programs. Once again, if you're interested in some of those things, you can go to our website, which is www.cnh.org. You can also call us to get additional information about some of the programs at 773-373-5700. So, and mentioning some of those things that you said that are really good that Centers for New Horizons is doing. I know that we've also participated and partnered with the Chicago Police Department and hosted a gun buyback. So that's also another thing that helps get some of those weapons that attribute to some of these crimes off of our streets, which is a good thing. And they are allowed to bring the weapon in, and there's no consequence or questions asked when they bring in that weapon. And then you can also receive money for
what I was gonna say,
the
the
weapon.
incentives, yes.
Yeah, we absolutely hosted one of those events.
Okay.
If there isn't an event going on directly and you come into contact with one of these firearms, I'm pretty sure that you can maybe check CPD's website or maybe get in contact and call the city, maybe call 311 and see where you could turn one of those in if you don't have an exact safe haven or location where you might want to turn one of those firearms in and get them off of the streets.
Yes.
So, Miss Townsend,
Yes.
how would you yourself, if someone came in and said, "Here's $100,000 grant,
Okay.
and we want you to go out and make some positive change in the community," how would you, implement some strategies to combat some of this violence that's going on between our youth?
Well, first off, that would be a sizable contribution that will be greatly appreciated.
Yes,
very
it would
thankful
be.
for that.
Yes.
But what I would like to see more of is taking ownership of your community.
Absolutely.
Taking ownership of your local high school or grammar school. We have got to go back to the old way of doing things as far as creating our homes or our neighborhoods as a village.
Yes.
Taking ownership of the property. When you have a purpose in a community,
Yes.
you will tend to protect that
Yes,
investment in the
absolutely.
community.
Absolutely.
And I would also like to see us be a little more aggressive in our outreach.
Yes.
A lot of times the young people or the youth don't realize that there are resources and there are programs that can help them. They may not know job skills. They may not know, how to apply for college or
Yes,
how to apply
absolutely.
for financial aid. I would like to see a more aggressive approach to reach these young people,
Yes.
informing them of whatever services there are available to them.
Absolutely. I think that that's very key.
Yes.
We're located in the Bronzeville community, and I know that there are several other community-based organizations in the area, several churches, several
Yes.
schools, a variety of just a platform of people in that area. And a lot of times youth may not know exactly where they can go and get some of this good information, or maybe know where they can resource out and get some resources and different programs and things of that nature. So I think that would be really good. Okay, and I see that we do have a caller calling in.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
You got me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
clearly.
Go ahead.
You both look beautiful evening. I hope you're having a blessed evening.
Yes,
Thank you. We are. Thank
too.
you.
My name is Paula,
Hi, Paula.
Hello,
How are you
Paula.
doing this evening?
and I live around the 41st ward of Chicago.
Yes.
I'm going to have to put... Right. And Chicago, I'm an older woman now. I'm 61 years. Chicago is a beautiful city.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yes,
But I
absolutely.
believe what they need to do, because in each neighborhood, there's an alderman.
Yes.
It needs to start from the alderman.
Yes.
Okay.
Each alderman needs to get up off their seats, see what each neighborhood needs,
Exactly.
Yes.
pay a lot of taxes. We're the number one highest taxes in the United States.
Yes.
That's true.
We pay these aldermen to sit in the office.
Yes.
Quite a bit of times I call the 41st ward. I live by a beautiful park. I ask for stop signs by the new park. They're pretty much accommodating. But if you don't go to the alderman,
Yes.
nothing gets done.
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes I see graffiti in my neighborhood. And what I do is call 311.
Yes.
Yes.
The graffiti people come and remove it. And that gives a sign to whoever put that graffiti that now we're watching you.
Yes.
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 Chicago is a beautiful city.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I'm Italian. I've been in this town for a long time. We got to get along.
Yes.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
agree.
Children.
I agree.
Yes.
We got to walk our children back and forth to school.
Yes.
Yes.
You can't even sit on a porch and eat a piece of candy anymore.
Right.
Yes.
The police need to jump on it and get some more flat foot out on them streets.
Absolutely, I agree.
We need a new mayor. Don't say I said that, but God forbid. But anyhow, as far as the violence, it's one-on-one. The young people, if you get to the aldermen, build some centers, build some jobs, build some Kmart's, build some Targets, build some something, because I work at a restaurant up in Harwood Heights at the Texas Corral.
Right.
We have quite a few of them all over the city. I have people that take 3 buses to come up from the neighborhood to come and get a job.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you want a job, the jobs are out there a little bit, but you got to go for it. But it starts with the aldermen.
Okay,
And
absolutely.
our children are the future of tomorrow.
Yes.
All this, that, and this shooting, it's about the. You want to shoot? Go enlist in the Army.
Right.
You ought to shoot you want. And leave Chicago alone and let it grow. Chicago's a beautiful city.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful people like you on TV.
Yes, thank you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
With
absolutely.
Beautiful people like you on TV. We all got to come together. We all lives matter. We got to march together.
Yes.
But it starts with that alderman, that little guy sitting on that desk. You know how many aldermen we have in the city of Chicago? Mr. Governor,
Yes.
let's get things what we got to do.
Yeah.
You see it, you see something in your neighborhood that you need, call the governor, call the 311.
Yes.
Okay.
I
yes.
live in a part of town where I had all kinds of potholes, broke my car, all the hell. For the hell of it, I called the city of Chicago. They saw the potholes, said, God bless me, I got reimbursed. But you got to open your mouth.
Yes, absolutely.
The neighborhood watch days is over.
Right.
No more than you got to stick together. We got to get rid of
yes.
this violence. There's a spider. There's a devil. Something's eating our Chicago, and we got to get to the bottom of it.
Yes.
We got to praise the good Lord Jesus that He's looking down on us, and we all got to stick together.
Yes.
Starting with the police, starting with the aldermen, starting with that mayor. I ain't gonna say his name. Danny Davis. You know that's who we should have had for mayor. Danny Davis. That's who we should have had for mayor of Chicago. Danny Davis. Things are all in such an uproar. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
No, you're fine.
My
Thank
name
you.
is Paula. I work at the Texas Corral. Got them in
Okay.
Harwood Heights and Highland, Indiana.
Okay.
Baked sweet potatoes. You girls are...
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
I did want to respond because
Yeah.
that was one of my proposals initially when I started with the centers. I stated that I wanted to be more involved with the aldermen in the
Yes,
community.
absolutely.
Actually having them, I think they need to come out and not just support us during when we have a parade. I would like to see them actually in the schools, you know, talking with the students, making themselves known and available to the
Absolutely.
students as well as the community. Now, I'm not complaining about the aldermen. I'm just saying I would like to see them a little more vocally or outside in the community more so. Yes.
Yes, and just to it kind of
And thank you for
expand-
that.
To expand on some things that she was saying about like how the neighborhood watch is going and saying how you said we need to get back to ownership.
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of the problem comes back. We got to get back to neighborhoods and community and family. It looks like we got another caller.
Okay.
Yes, good evening, young ladies.
Good evening. How are you doing?
How are you?
I hear the lady before me, everything she said is the truth.
Yeah.
But what gets me is, from the top of this city, that's where the help should come, from the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not coming. I'm going to tell you why. He's going to fix Navy Pier. He got a Ferris wheel. We don't ride that. We don't go to Navy Pier because we don't have the money.
Right.
Right.
Now he got 30, 40, $50 million deal with the Chinese to build buildings. And guess what? Not one African American, not one Hispanic construction company got a job.
Oh wow.
Why is that? He wants all this gang banging and stuff to quit, or give them a job. How do
Right.
you put this
Absolutely.
when that's all they know instead of a job? Give them a job, a good $20, $30 an hour paying job with construction. But we got to get construction for our people, or we're never going to go anywhere except stay in the ghetto and stay in the barrio. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you for your call.
One of the things about that he addressed as far as the construction jobs. Now, I do know, again, as I stated earlier, we did partner with the city of Chicago. This summer program employed about 30,000 youth this past summer. And I would like to see that program expanded, maybe to go year round. But again, those are things that have to, again, we have to speak with the aldermen. We have to attend those meetings and be more vocal about seeing where some of this money can come from to keep these youth working. But again, we did see where the summer program employed 30,000 youth this past summer. And that was a significant number. So we're thankful for that, but we would like to see more. And thank you so much for that call.
He raised a very interesting point, because I've had youth come and we do these surveys, because a lot of times what we see throughout the city is people having a lot of roundtable discussions and putting in effort and trying to find sound resolutions to combat these issues, but they don't get the people who are necessarily involved in the process. Yes. These numbers and these statistics that I read off earlier are geared towards the youth. The youth ages 17 to 24-year-olds. We have got to let the youth be involved and sit at these round tables and get their insight and opinion and suggestion to figure out what is the core root to some of these problems going on. We can't make a solution for them if it's not something that they're interested in, that they don't want to be a part of, or that they won't engage in. So we definitely have to maybe sometimes take a seat back and stop doing so much advocating for them and let them get involved and let them speak up and let them tell us, and be an open ear. Because my mom would always tell me, you had 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Yes. You should be open and listen to people and respect others' views and opinions. Because one youth actually told me during summer youth employment this summer, Miss Baltimore, I don't feel like anything in my city or my town is being built or constructed for me. And it raised the interesting point when you go around the city and you see all of these things that are being built. Hey, is this for our youth who are here, who are residents, who live in the community, or is this for outsiders, for tourists, people who are coming in to view some of these things? So it's interesting pivot points to piggyback on what that last caller was just speaking on and elaborating on. I also like to say, though, to go back on to what the first caller said, this town is just beautiful. Chicago is a very, very, very beautiful city in so many ways. It's rich in so much culture and diversity. It is just very beautiful. I've traveled to several places across the country and out of the country, and Chicago is home. Point blank, period. This place is home. The city is beautiful beautiful place. So what I like to see is our youth getting more involved and coming up with some sound resolutions to take back our streets, so we won't be afraid to do those common things like walk down the street or sit on your porch or do different things like that. We do have to get back to community and family and neighborhood watches and things of those sorts. Our homicide number is alarmingly it's just high. We've seen more homicides this year than New York and LA has combined. So a lot of people are saying that we are in a state of emergency here because we have so much blood on our streets. So young people, if you want to get involved with our organization and make some positive strides and some positive change, we are Centers for New Horizons. We are located on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. Our phone number is right here, 773-373-5700, and our website is www.cnh.org if you want to get more information from us. We're also on Instagram and Facebook, Centers 2.0. So we'd really like to thank you guys for tuning in with us this week for another episode of Small Talks for Centers for New Horizons. Thank you so much, Ms. Townsend, for coming in and adding some of your wonderful insight that you get from having day-to-day interactions for the youth.
Thank you so much.
We're here every Wednesday live at 6 p.m. So make sure that you guys come back and join us and check us out next week. We'll be here again with more relevant topics to talk about on Small Talks with Centers. Good evening. Goodbye.
Good evening. Bye-bye.